It's Football Friday in Oklahoma, and you've struck pay dirt. Skordle Pay Dirt brings you all of the action from 8 feature games across the state. Producer Ethan Sunken takes you right where the action is. You've hit pay dirt.
One of his keys to the game: don't give Tuttle anything in the realm of turning the ball over. Really got to protect the football.
Cooksey hands off the ball again, yet to Cal Howe. Looks to be at a gain of about 1 to 2 yards there. McIntyre Vaughn's going to run in, and Cal Howe's going to sub out there.
And I think, when you talk about, not turning the ball over, I think every team's goal is to not turn the ball over. But specifically with this Tuttle team and just how much they run the ball, that's going to eat away a lot of the clock, kind of like what we saw with the Piedmont game. I mean, you really want to force them to throw, but if you turn the ball over and give them plus distance already, it's going to be tough to come back.
Cooksey rolling out to the top of the screen. He's going to pass here, hits off the hands of Cord Pierce. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for you Lions. 10 minutes left in the first quarter.
We were speculating if Tuttle was going to break out the shiny new helmets.
Yeah, I saw them a couple times on Twitter. I know they had a white helmet before, so I think these are more of an alternate set. I don't know if they got entirely rid of the white ones.
Yeah,
but
I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan.
No, they look good with this uniform combo and kind of that little glossy shine to it.
Glossy finish.
Kind of chrome.
Really good crowd so far. Obviously, it's a rivalry game. You expect nothing less, but Tuttle traveled really well tonight, and I would expect nothing less with the game of this magnitude in district.
3rd and 9, Lions go to a trip set here. Cooksey's going to drop back in the pass it, leans back, going to hit, trying to get the ball to Cord Pierce yet again. Number 2 for Tuttle makes a great play on the ball. Knocks it down. It's going to bring up a 4th and long for your Lions.
I thought they'd be going to this early. Lions looking for that for some connections in the pass game. You just got to give Tuttle credit where it's due. They've had those holes pretty much covered up.
And you got to be able to protect the football.
I think that the tiptoeing is what caused it. They were able to, in slow mo, kind of knock it out of the breadbasket.
Pass over the middle, caught. Big hit there by Rodriguez. Just going to be shy of the first down. Looks like about 3rd and maybe half a yard.
Yeah, down marker.
Nope, they're going to give him the first down.
Yep.
First down and 10 at about the 12.
Yep.
Maybe 13. Twin set receiver both ways. Quick pass out. There's a block in the back, not getting called twice. Man, it looked like we had good position there, and that just got turned. Lion defense good on the pursuit. It's going to be a 3-yard loss back to the 15, 2nd down and 13. We see our defense a lot of time, guys, in this situation. It looks like it almost makes them mad that somebody's down there, and they pin their ears back a little bit more, don't they?
Yeah, I noticed that. So hopefully we can, maybe get a turnover here and completely turn this thing around.
Yeah, this is the kind of start that
got him. Sack on the play right there. There's your guy, Kanai Ritchie, around the football.
Chasing the ball.
That's what he said, see-ball, chase ball, right?
Yep. Coach says see-ball, chase ball. I like it.
keeping it simple. Like I was saying, though, Bethel, this is exactly the kind of start they were looking for. Come down, score on their first offensive opportunity.
Yep, on the road.
And then get a big turnover.
Well, that looked weird, like quarterback's being pursued. Carson's got him. Ooh,
nice.
Good. Carson Clegg on the sack. Guys, I thought that was going to be really close to a horse collar.
Well, the horse collar is not designed, in that situation, it's not really designed to be called in that scenario. It's for a guy that's going upfield, full speed, and you grabbing him from behind in that nature. So I actually saw the official kind of grab it at his flag. I thought he was going to call it, but he left it alone.
Well, there you go. Loss all the way back to the 35.
Up 6-0 total with 9 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first.
We're going to take a quick break here. You are listening to Blanchard Lions TV.
Of companies.
41 on
on the carry for the Rams. Barrington.
Yeah. Usually Borden's a run. He's out split out now. He's back in the game.
Okay, there. Quarterback roller looks to throw. 4 wide, hits one in the middle. Number 25 on the reception for the Rams, which is Fletcher. You'll be hearing him a lot tonight. And on the play for the Tornadoes, a sure-handed tackle made by Kevin Gooch. It's 3rd and short for the Rams with 8:05 left in the first. Tornadoes in a 3-3 defense look. Quarterback takes it, keeps it, goes off the left side, cuts it back up the middle. Brought down by number 81, Jonathan Chavez, and somebody else was on the play too, but I didn't quite get that number, Gene.
It's like Drummont's looking in the mirror here. This kid, he's not quite as big as Bryson, but he does the same thing, runs the football. He's like a running back playing quarterback.
Oh, wait, on the pitch, he wasn't there, he got it back. Oh, man. Roller with the pitch. There's a miscommunication on the Rams' part, and he pitched to Frosty.
The running back went the wrong way there, and he thought he was there and pitched it anyway.
He pitched to Casper to Ghost on that one, didn't he?
Yeah, we just missed getting a big break right there. That would have been great if we could have recovered that.
That got him in deep, though. They're second deep, second forever. Roller's looking for a play. They got it coming in. We're going with a 2-man front. We're kind of spread out on the defense, 2-2.
Empty
4.
backfield, for sure.
They got 4 wide looking. He's got a little pressure on him. Steps up. Now he decides to run. And he's going to take it. I thought he stepped out of bounds for a minute, but he didn't, I guess. Chase Blowers makes sure that he goes out of bounds. First down, man.
I apologize to everybody. I'm watching the game here, and I forget every now and then I forget to move that camera. So this is new for me. So
we got 6:46 left in the first. Pass out to the flats. Number 12, the receiver. He's met with the host of Tornadoes. Kevin Gooch is one on the play with Jackson.
Right there with him in the size department, so it'll be an interesting matchup to see as the night goes on.
Yeah, a little hitch and go here from Cooksey. Tosses it up. Reagan Palmer gets it. It's nice to have one of our deep threats back. Opens up our playbook when you've got to give some cushion there and respect either the short game or the long game.
Those of you that are watching on stream right now can't see. I'm trying to get where the wind is going here. I think it's I can look at the flagpole as well. It's a south wind, so Blanchard will be throwing against the wind here. The only reason I say that is because the ball that they threw last play was a little bit. It hung in the air for a little bit.
I kind of, stepped outside, kind of heard the wind. You could feel it, kind of wondered how much of a factor that would play in tonight with, our passing game kind of being more of our strength.
Yeah.
And Tuttle, it's the opposite, kind of their ground game. But
I will say this, Blanchard scored, I'm pretty sure, into the wind every single time last week against Newcastle. That is something that Todd took to heart and wanted to shout out. Just because Newcastle's kicking game was a little bit better than what we've seen from teams usually.
2nd and 9 for the Lions, just short of the 50-yard line. Looks to be an option play again here. Cooksey keeps it. It's going to get tackled in the backfield, so it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 11 for the Lions here just right around midfield. 7 minutes and 47 seconds left in the first.
And, it's so important, and we say it every week, but we don't really get to go in depth about it, but it's so important for Blanchard to open up this run game because not only does it open up shots that you can take later down the drive, downfield with that long passing game, but it also keeps the defense respectable. It keeps them, they have to respect the run, and so they're not going to gamble as much as they usually would if you haven't been able to establish that run.
Cooks is going to take a snap, drop back. A couple receivers. He's got Brayson across the middle of the field. Brayson Carter catches it just short of Tuttle's 30-yard line. It's a first down there. Blanchard putting on a much better drive than the first one. So that's going to bring up another first down from First United.
Yeah, those are really good read there by Cooksey. Obviously throwing in the middle of the field. I know some quarterbacks at that level just are just kind of a little bit hesitant at that. Middle of the field's a little bit more occupied by the defense, but it was a great throw from Cooksey there on the dot to Carter.
Matthew Tonsing in motion there. Hands it off from Cooksey. He's going to try to turn around the corner. Tuttle is right on the money there, staying with it, staying sound on defense. Maybe about a gain of 1 yard there. So 2nd and 9 coming up for the Lions by Tuttle's 30-yard line.
Yeah, it's I'm kind of surprised that Thompson got that ball a little bit. Not because he's not able. I'm just saying we usually see that play with Carter. I don't think we've ever seen someone else have that jet sweep look. But Thompson, no stranger to being able to beat someone off the edge. He's fast and he's quick and agile. Just Tuttle was there for it that time.
Yeah, it was, Cooksey had to make a read there on it. A lot of times when I do that jet motion, it could have been pre-called too, but it was just there, making sure that they'll respect any of that jetting motion. As Brace is going to jet across this time, faked off to him. Cooksey's going to dump it off to him out in the flats. Carter's going to go around the corner. Looks to gain about 6 yards there. Going to be at the 29-yard line. I believe that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5th for your Blanchard Lions.
Something that may be notable down the line, Cole Watkins actually came in as the kicker last week for Blanchard. Obviously, they're probably not going to be doing any, medium yardage field goals or anything like that. But with Tuttle missing that extra point in that first drive, I'm being a cynic right now, just thinking of those final scores and if one team actually wins by 1 or not. But
right.
Field goals might actually play a big part in tonight's final score when it's all said and done.
Thompson in motion again. Cooksey keeps it this time, but Tuttle sniffs it out, gets him down in the backfield. So now we're looking at a critical upcoming 4th and long for your Lions.
But, like we say every week, it is in that no man's land, that patented no man's land territory.
Especially in high school. College, you get maybe 10 more yards here, then you could, take your 3 points and consider it successful. But when you're in high school, kind of this area of, hey, we got to go for it. Punting's really not going to give us any more benefits than would going for it and potentially executing and getting a first down.
And honestly, if they don't get it, you get to see what your defense actually is made of instead of a real short-term situation like last drive.
Cooksey rolling out to his right. He's got a receiver, I believe, is intercepted by Tuttle. We're talking about limiting turnovers. We're right there. That's not one of those that you feel too bad about having in this type of game. It works
situationally.
Kind of works just as well as a punt, really. It's always players get criticized, after the fact that it's played. I'm thinking like a DJ Graham type interception, with Nebraska one-handed.
Against Nebraska, I remember.
Everybody in retrospect is like, oh, he should have knocked it down as 4th down. But, player sees the ball, they're going to go make a play and try to make something happen as Tuttle's going to set up for another offensive series here.
Regardless, this is the first true drive for this Blanchard defense, so we'll see what they're made of right here.
Lions countering with 3-man front here. Tuttle's going to roll out. Nothing deep there. Throws it.
Bryson Kelly stood out there, had time. Coach talked to him probably about, hey, let's worry about us. Let's do what we do best, right, Gene?
Yeah.
Just trying to get them 6:01 left to go in the first.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, so we need to go out here and keep pounding away.
Kelly takes a snap. Bryson looking for running room. Sure tackle out there by number 25 for the Rams. Fletcher on the play brings up 3rd and 8 for the Tornadoes with 5:42 left to go in the first.
I believe this is 2-down territory already, and we're only in the first quarter. So
most definitely. So we got 3rd and 8. 2 split to the right. There's a little ball.
We're going to pick up 5 right there.
We'll take that 5 yards every time.
That'll be offsides on them.
That'll bring up 3rd and 3, right?
That 3rd and 3, isn't it?
A good guess by me.
Kelly straight up the middle here.
And there's the first down you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
Keep the drive going.
That's right. Just keep it going. Keep moving the ball down the field. Match their score. That's what we're looking for.
I'm telling you, Tornado Nation at home, I've heard all week from a variety of people. They listen to it when they get off work. They are so appreciative that the school has done this for them so they can see the games. 5:02, Tornadoes, first down. Kelly looks to throw. Oh, he's got it. Nice pass. Chavez takes it, and he runs over a guy. He made a business decision. He ducked, and Chavez went right over the top of him, and that's the first sign of a real pulse, right, Gene?
Yeah, that was a great play right there. Good concentration for Chavez right there to haul that in, and then make.
Cooksey set up to take the pass again. He's going to hand it off to Mikhail Howe. Mikhail Howe is going to get a great push from his O-line there. Looks to get a really good gain before getting pushed back by the defenders. It's going to be just past the 40-yard line, about the 39. So 2nd and 7 is where the ball will be placed for your Lions.
One of the things that I'm really intrigued to look for as this game goes on is that there's a lot of different ways you can classify getting the run game going instead of just traditionally handing it the ball to your running backs. We've seen a lot of passes to the skill position guys in the flats, basically catching it where a running back would receive it from and just starting their route there. But there's a lot of different ways you can quote-unquote get the run going if you're this Blanchard offense.
Cooksey fakes a handoff. He's getting pressure again. He's going to throw it, makes it back to the line of scrimmage. Sacked back there, avoids the sack. So Blanchard's going to be facing a 3rd and 7 here after the pressure from Tuttle defense.
It's going to be imperative that this Blanchard O-line gets settled in early. If there is one thing that Tuttle has been able to hang their hat on over the past years, no matter what their offensive outtake is, that they're usually always able to get some sort of pressure on the quarterback regularly throughout the game. But with that being said, I think Cooksey has done a really good job when there has been pressure this year. He's really good at evading, really good at keeping his reads, in his view, just being able to make the right play.
Right. He's good at recognizing when the ball needs to get out. If there's nothing there to get it out of his hands. Is Cooksey's read there. Looks like maybe trying to get it to Palmer, and Palmer's still running his route. Total defender gets a hand on it again, so it's going to bring up a 4th and 7 for your Lions with 2 minutes, 14 seconds left. Looks to be the Lions offense will stay out there and potentially go for this.
You got to give credit to Tuttle's back end so far. I mean, every team, including Piedmont, who Blanchard lost to, they really didn't have an answer for the pass game. I mean, Blanchard was able to move the ball pretty steadily. Even the Newcastle game, where there was a little bit of a stalemate there in those in-between quarters, they were still able to move the ball a little bit with their passing game. But it's looks the
Lions will get a false start here after the Perryman motion out. With that motion and this penalty now, looked like to me they were going to set up for a Cooksey pooch kick again. And I anticipate that is what we'll see next out of the Lions here as they get moved back further.
Forgot to mention, it is Cancer Awareness Night. If you're watching on the stream, the ref just threw a pink flag.
Savage just take the snap. He wants to throw it, and he is going to be dropped well behind the line of scrimmage. You know, William, in my biology class this week at the Oklahoma Baptist University, we talked about how our cells in our body have a permeable membrane. It's a lot like Tecumseh's O-line. If you can't tell, I'm super popular at school.
Yes, you are, Patrick.
And that's going to be a timeout, folks. We're going to take one, too. We will be right back in about 30 seconds after a word from our sponsors.
Ty does pick it up, takes a step, jukes him out, still on his feet. Ty still going, finally going to be forced out of bounds. Oh! Ty with a gain of about 4 or 5. On the return. He could have probably picked that one up a little bit earlier and had some room to run, Dre.
Yeah, he still had a little room. I thought he was going to go on the left side. That whole left side was clear. He had a blocker there, but I don't think he saw it. He made a quick decision there. So
lot of hesitation to pick that up.
Yeah.
It was kind of a strange, just the way that worked.
First down and 10. Alec looking over the middle. Cruz! Oh, Nelly. Holy guacamole. That would have been 78.
Yeah.
Woo.
That's one of those ones. I know he wants that play back. He wants that play back.
Alec had that one right on the money. Cruz just had it in his hands, just couldn't hang on.
He was thinking about the run, I think, before the catch.
He was thinking about pay dirt. Second down and 10. Maybe it'll be chummy for 78.
Right down the middle again. Why not?
Alec looking, pass out. High, intended for Estes. Just a little bit high on that one. Third down and 10. No problem. No problem. We get that.
Yeah, we're good.
Stay tuned at halftime, folks. We got the Lion Marching Band was going to give us their show for tomorrow's marching competition. Help me, Jeff, where that one's at. It's
we're going to Glenpool. The Blue and Gray Marching Classic.
That's at halftime. Carson on the carry. Carson trying to stiff arm. Does. Carson on the run at the 40. Cuts back at the 45. Still on his feet. Going to be brought down at the 43-yard line. Good run for Carson Clagg.
Nice solid run. Up the middle. Bounce it outside. He's showing a few moves there on the run.
I have to make an apology to my cohorts here. I did not correctly look at the stat book last week when I said Carson had 8 for 159, which is what close to what I thought. 13 for 243 and 4 touchdowns and 14 tackles.
Wow.
In motion, Estes.
So we were right.
Yes. Alec, one-on-one, beats trying to get around 7. He does. Alec with the long strides. Finally going to be brought down from behind at the 35, 34-yard line. First and 10, Chandler. Dude, it'd take me 14 steps to take one of his strides.
Yeah, he runs so smooth. It's just hard. It's hard to tell how fast he is, but man, he just blows by people.
Yeah.
You got to think that's 5 yards is 15 feet. He's striding almost 5 yards a stride. Cruz with the ball and a block. Cruz cuts back. Now cuts back to his left. Got another block. Touchdown, Lions! 34 yards on the...
Kelly keeps it. He's got running room. There he goes. Makes another cut. And, wow, what a run by Bryson Kelly. And that doesn't get you fired up, nothing real, right? Tribute to the offensive line here. They're doing some work up there, right?
Yeah.
Offensive line.
Always getting a push up there. All he needs is a little bit of crease there, and he can make it happen. And that offensive line's doing a good job up front.
Man, I'm telling you, they do. They just need Gooch, Amok, Kelly, all of them to run the ball, and our skill players. They just need a crease, but these guys sometimes blow people away.
An extra 2. I think they're going to spot the ball at Tecumseh's 45. But anyway, like I was saying, folks, it is not easy because Joey threw that ball from the 40-yard line to about the 30-yard line. That's about 30 yards. So you're throwing a ball about 100 feet to a guy who is running towards it. Okay? I don't care who you are. That's not easy. And if you're 17 years old, if you can do that a couple times, that's impressive.
Yes, it is, Patrick.
And that's the end of the quarter, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're going to hear a quick word from our sponsors, and we will be right back.
And quick wrench.
Tuttle's going to motion cross, go to the 3-wide set now. Quarterback's going to roll out, throw a deep pass here, but kind of fluttering up and intercepted. I believe it's Brayson Carter.
It's Carter.
Brayson Carter with an interception here, so that's we kind of want to, get. I'm sure Tuttle's thinking if there's some pass game stuff, let's get that established, let's get that going to really get that defense going off. And
What have we talked about? The complementary game.
Turnovers so far.
If your defense is going to give you a gift like that, you have to take advantage of it. I know the field position is, not maybe just as good as what you would get off of a kickoff, but still, it's an opportunity that your defense gives you.
All right, Cooksey back in the shotgun. Is going to take the pass, and our snap here is going to roll out, surveying the field. Had Corey Pierce kind of drift back to the midfield, unable to connect there, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Lions. Look to be from the 29-yard line.
I just saw Brayson's Carter father, Jason, tell him to do coaching from the, probably rawing on his son. Obviously, he's a well-known football head, former player at the University of Oklahoma, but it's going to be important. Get that passing game going, and it starts with guys like Carter, Pierce, even Palmer if we see him. You're gonna have the opportunities. It's a combination of getting free from your guy and Cooksey being able to put it on a frozen rope.
Tuttle still countering with a 3-4 defense here. Cooksey shifts his running back, and he's going to drop back, scramble out, getting pressured in the pocket, rolls out to his right, found Corey Pierce yet again, hit Corey's hands, unable to reel that in, so now we're going to have a 3rd and 10. Getting a couple of, Corey's been getting some separation on his defenders, just unable to reel in the past couple too. That one was a lot closer of a pass than the one before it.
Right. This game is, we're very early into the second quarter, but this game is very much has the feel of last year's game. Tuttle kind of hopped out early a little bit. Blanchard kind of got it down, kind of grinded it to an ugly game. Was able to work themselves back in, but I remember the pass game not really being immediately available for them early, and it came to them in those second, third quarters. It's a process, but it's somewhere they've been before, and they can work past it.
Cooksey dropping back yet again, surveying the field. He's got Brayson across the middle, just a little over the head of Brayson. Brayson gets hit on that crossing route as well. Bring up a 4th and long, anticipating a punt here from the Lions with 11 minutes and 28 seconds left in the second.
And, I think Tuttle came in with the right game plan. They're going to take away the deep stuff, and they're going to force Cooksey to either, A, just take what's given to them. They're basically saying, okay, we believe in our front three enough to where we think we can create enough pressure. We can drop this many guys and force them to do the short, intermediate passing game, and we think our defense is good enough to do that. And so far, it has proved true.
Their secondary's rallied up well enough here when he's scrambling around, staying on their mans, because it's hard when you don't have your head, turned back to the action and everything. Tuttle fields the punt there. A couple Blanchard defenders wrap him up and get him before he crosses a 45-yard line. So
we have a flag on the play right here.
I'm looking for yellow, and I'm forgetting it's
right. Right. That flag was thrown by, I believe, the ump, right where Blanchard was kicking from, about 20 yards down from where they were kicking from.
Returning team, just kind of off the placement of that.
Yeah, it was nowhere near where the tackle was, so I'm trying to think.
The Hansel
face mask against the Lions. Well, it's just another opportunity for the defense to go out there and, put together a 3rd consecutive stop.
Yeah, they're only spared 40 yards to get that stop for this drive here.
Yep.
But, yeah, it still kind of has that feel of last year where you're just stuck on one half of the field for a majority of the game. It's not up and down. It's just kind of in this little certain range of yards on the field. Tuttle with the offense side, kind of looking more like Blanchard's earlier with the pistol back and tight end there to the right. They're going to hand off again to McAdoo. He's going to go up the middle. Look to get about a gain of 4 here. Bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Tigers.
Just want to give a quick shout-out to tonight's game sponsor, Coop's Performance Gym. Coop has been with us for the 2 years that me, Todd, and Carson have done these games. So we really appreciate Coop's Performance Gym and the slew of sponsors that we've had for the past 2 years and the new ones that got added on this year. We truly couldn't do it without you. So we will continually shout them out throughout the game, but a big shout out to tonight's game sponsor, Coop's Performance Gym.
Tuttle with a handoff there, quarterback faking the rollout. They're going to get another good little chunk of yards there, bring up about a 3rd and 4, I believe.
Yeah. 3. It's just one of those, again, it's one of those positions where it's no man's land, so if you're the Blanchard defense here, you almost have to assume if they don't get it here on third down that you're going to be getting another play from this offense. You know what? Just from the way they're lined up, it's probably going to be another run.
Yeah, they're going with kind of a heavy set there to the top right of the line, so anticipate a little quarterback run draw there. So he is short, about a 4th and 1 now. So defense, if they can hold strong for one more play here, they'll do another great job of forcing a turnover and getting the ball back to the offense.
I believe that was big Ross Johnson there on the tackle. This front for Blanchard has been really good thus far. Just got to deliver when it counts. This is one of those instances.
A couple of hard counts by Tuttle. Good job by the defensive line to not jump, and it's going to bring up a timeout here.
And we're going to take it with them. It is currently 6-0. Tuttle leads Blanchard with 9:36 left in the game. Big shout out to Coops Performance Gym for being tonight's game sponsor. We will be right back after this. You're listening to Blanchard Lions TV.
Corbin, get it. Oh, down to the 2.
Way to fight.
Boy, that ball was perfectly placed in the breadbasket right there
Yes,
by
sir, it
Mr.
was.
Jackson.
Are those shirts up yet?
I need to get them made.
You do.
Oh, man.
What are we making breadbasket shirts?
Perfectly placed in the breadbasket.
Okay.
Just have somebody stand there like this.
Just have hands and the breadbasket in
Their hands? Okay.
Yeah.
Can we have a football trying to come into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can make it happen.
Alec calls his own number. Untouched
Easy
into the end
does it.
zone. 3 yards out for Mr. Jackson. We're going for 2 again.
Yeah, we got to get
No,
that.
no, going for 1. Looks
No.
like we're going for 1.
Yeah, I got to get Landon going. It's pretty uncharacteristic for him to miss 2. Of course, one of them was a mishandled snap, wasn't it? Yeah.
A Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueled.
Number 3's going to the sideline. That was a big hit. Tecumseh takes the snap. They want to throw it. They've only got 2 receivers. They're all covered up, and the quarterback's going to be sacked. I'm really not sure why. That was a really weird offensive play call by Tecumseh.
Game. He's kind of been a workhorse for them. It's either been him or a direct QB snap, really, for most of this drive. But yeah, so it's a little different from Piedmont. There's not as much going on in the backfield,
right?
Trying to distract you.
It's
more
not a
like,
process.
We're coming at you. Get ready for it.
Yeah.
Just macho there on it as Tuttle's going to motion number 9 across. Looks like a little delayed hand back to McAdoo. Going to get about a 3 to 4 yard gain there. Bring up about a 3rd and 5 for the Tuttle Tigers from the 24-yard line.
Great tackle there by Ross Johnson. Really coming alive here early in the second. But this is one of those times, Carson, I know it's no man's land right now, but 3rd and 5, that's manageable right now. Especially knowing what Tuttle's going to be doing. You know they're probably going to do 2 more plays if they don't get this 3rd down. I think 3rd and 5 is very manageable for this Blanchard defense.
Yeah, they're going to do a trip set. We may have seen that on a series before here, but they're going to roll out, taking a look at some passers here as he's going to get pressured. Another interception here for the Lions. I believe Brayson Carter again?
That was Carter again.
So Yeah, if we can get Tuttle to keep running pass plays, it looks to be pretty ideal for our defense. I think that's.
I mean, we've been saying
2
it
for 3 on.
Yeah, I mean, they've passed it 3 times, 2 interceptions out of those 3, and they were errant passes. It wasn't. I'm not trying to take anything away from Carter, but I mean, Blanchard secondary had it covered really easily, and that was just a bad throw into coverage. So once again, defense giving you a gift, even though you're going to have to work most of the field to go get your score. It's giving you a gift, and you got to go take advantage of it.
Just want to shout out a couple other sponsors here for tonight: 10 Arrows Roofing, Craig and Strait Orthodontics, and Keeler Custom Homes. Line set up to go for it, staying true to that. One back set with a tight end. Cooks is going to take the snap. He's going to hand off here to, believe, can't tell if it's McHale or Vaughn.
I believe it was McHale.
A little 2-yard gain. So 2nd and 8 for your Lions.
I think Vaughn has the pink gloves. He wears the pink gloves, period, like every game. That's how I can tell him out.
McHale kind of had the gray undershirt.
Yeah.
For tonight.
I still think establishing that run's really critical for Blanchard here. They've kind of been lenient. They've kind of leaned in more to the pass, but however you do it, I think the run game is really, really critical here.
Lions with a 4-wide set. They're going to get a good handoff yet again to McHale Howe. Gets a lot more yards on that handoff than the one before. So 3rd and 2 upcoming for your Lions. First down marker looks to be just right past Blanchard's own 20-yard line.
And, you know, McHale Howell and McIntyre are a really good tandem of running backs. But at the end of the day, it all starts up front with that big 5. Being able to be physical at that line of scrimmage, really dominate that Tuttle front,
right?
Because it's just going to set you up for so much more success if you can get that ball down the field.
Cooks is going to hand it off yet again and fake the pass. So it looks like Blanchard's going to get just enough to get him a First United Bank and Mortgage first down.
That's right, First United first down. We love saying it. Last week, they definitely got their money's worth. And, you know, if we can get a Yarbrough and Sons touchdown, I think 1 tonight, just based off of how these rivalry games usually go with Blanchard and Tuttle and how little offensive input we usually see, I think they'll be happy.
Yeah, last year was a little bit more high scoring than what we've been used to in the past. Cooks is going to drop back. He's got Corrick. If he drops it in the window, had a little bit of a window, but Tuttle safety comes up, makes a play on Corrick right when the ball hits his hand. So 2nd and 10. That's
maybe a hair shorter.
Well, maybe even quicker too. It's so tough because you have it right there. Just it's a timing thing on that one.
Yeah, got to give it up to the number 4 though on the Tuttle secondary. I mean, had a lot of ground to cover to make up for that ball that was in the air, and he ended up doing just that.
Yeah, they're not giving us as much in kind of the secondary like we had last week with Newcastle. So it's been. Yeah, right there. Almost busted them for a good play there, but kid rallies up, makes a play, and just one of those timing things. Cooks is going to get a little try, maybe like a little hot route there. Kind of saw we had some cushion there, but hits Brayson Carter's hands, incomplete. So now we're going to have a 3rd and 10 coming up for your Lions with 5 minutes and 41 seconds left in the second quarter.
I know I've talked about complimentary football ad nauseum so far, but when it comes to, you know, quarterback receiver play, Got to help the quarterback out a little bit, you know, just with a couple of those. I know some of them have been with, you know, guys in the immediate area, but regardless, just especially now with the lack of offensive output we've had thus far, just got to help in every way you can. It is a timeout for Blanchard, I believe, with 5:41 left to go here in the second quarter. Tuttle is up 6-0 here in this Tri-City rivalry. My name is Drake Vidita.
Short now.
They're so close to let's go for it. But what do you think, Matt?
Well, I think you're.
That's right, Gene. He would have had the arm about 6 foot long. I keep forgetting that my partner can't hear me, and I can't hear him. So we apologize. We hope that you can hear us a little bit.
We're old, and we're standing right next to each other, can't hear each other. So.
I know it. We called to have this checked on. Gene, well, I say we. Gene's called to have this checked on about 5 times. So We just keep trying to find an answer for it. We apologize. At least you can see the game. So with
well,
10,
I don't know about that. I'm running the camera, so I don't know.
this is the first time we've had to do everything, or Gene's had to do everything. I just talk. So we got Chavez out to the right, and Kelly takes it, looks to the run, changes directions, goes off to his left. Now he cuts it upfield. Great vision by Bryson Kelly, and a good open field tackle by the Rams, number 12, Morton.
Yeah, he didn't have anything there in the middle, Tony, so he decided to kick it out.
That's a first and 10 for the Tornadoes with 10:52 left to go in the second. We're knocking on the door here, so we got to keep that up. Again, the line did a great job of giving Bryson Kelly time to throw. Kevin Gooch checks in the game for the Tornadoes and brings the play in on first and 10. Chavez split out to the right. Gooch to the left. Mock in the backfield with Bryson Kelly. Cole releases over the middle, tight end, and he was there. They were throwing a little bit behind him, and they got the interception. Cole released from that tight end spot, Gene. Cole was on the tight end and went right down the middle, and he was open there for a while. The pass was a little bit behind him.
Yeah, just a little late, too, so they made the pick on us. We talk about these turnovers, and we've got 2 so far, and we're down. So those turnovers make a difference. So let's try to get one here and get that back.
Every time Chase Creekmore checks in the game for the Tornadoes, and Owen Gray comes out, gets a breather. So Rams are split wide. They've got receivers all.
Yeah, I think that was one of those he just got too excited on what he had, and it's, on a third down like that, need to kind of reel that in and just get the first down. And if you get the touchdown, great. If not, at least get the first down.
One thing that we didn't get to mention pregame, and I'm really mad because Todd would have been mad at me if I didn't mention this. It's the first game this year where I think we can honestly say hoodie weather. It's fall. Like, it feels like fall. I woke up this morning and I walked outside of my apartment and I had a T-shirt and shorts on, and I was like, I think I might need to go back in and get a crew neck or a sweatshirt or a hoodie. But this is the first game where it's like, yeah, this is high school football weather. This is football weather, period. It's a good feeling, by the way. One of the best. Can't replicate it.
Yeah, just wish that breeze was just a little bit calmer, but but no, like you said, getting really, now we're halfway through the regular season, starting to get that weather. So,
and
the players like it a lot more than when it's 95 and humid and sweating underneath all your gear.
And one of the other things that Coach Craig talked about a couple weeks ago on the coaches show, colder it gets, the more you really have to learn to establish that run game, because you won't be able to throw the ball for, depending on the weather. Like if we had a Weatherford like last year.
Tyler Hughes gets great pressure there on the Tuttle quarterback as scramble out and kind of just throw something out to the sideline. So now it's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Tuttle Tigers.
And Coach Craig's right, because just look at the Weatherford game last year. That was largely decided on, establishing the run, and even Cushing. You have to, when it gets colder, you have to start leaning on, that offensive line, that run game, because it's going to become more of an important factor as the season goes on.
Yeah, it sucks when you're a receiver and you can't feel your hands.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're getting a heater passed to you from your quarterback. So yeah, it's always your defensive guys always love that cold, rainy weather. And then as another interception here for the Lions, trying to get a number on that. I believe Tyler Hughes, he's going to spin back the other way, try to make something happen. Almost breaks it out, but I think that's the 3 for 5 now on passes. I think the two or three incomplete passes, and then all the other ones have been intercepted that have been thrown in the vicinity of a receiver. So,
folks, listen, we can only make it so plain. Tuttle, make them throw the ball. Offense, get outside of the sputter that's been happening and make something happen. I will say this is the first interception that, I would say it's great field position from where they're catching it from and getting tackled from. So It's all up to them. They've had the chances. They blew it last. That Palmer drop was one you would note, but they've had their chances. You just got to take advantage of it. Be opportunistic.
I think the ball must have maybe moved from the wind there.
Yeah.
So repositioning back. So Lions going to take over from their own 48-yard line here with a new set of downs and the offense going out there. Cooksey kind of a low snap there at his feet, but he's surveying to the right side. He's got Brayson on a bubble just a little bit over his head. He's going to bring up 2nd and 10 with 4 minutes and 32 seconds.
And, one of the things that, crept up a little bit sometimes last year, we haven't really seen it much this year, and it's a little bit of almost like a mind game you play with yourself. But with Tuttle's ability to sometimes get back and create that pressure on Cooksey, if he's not able to have enough time back there to just, make the proper reads, forcing him to get the ball out quicker than he wants to, the accuracy is going to be depleted a little bit. And you kind of saw that right there. Tuttle got in the backfield really quickly, wasn't able to get into a comfortable spot to make a throw, and he overthrows.
They've kind of gambled, like you said, of just letting him scramble out and trusting their secondary. He's going to rally up and stay on top of those guys. Hand off to Von McIntyre is going to go for, looks to be about 5 yards here, bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Lions.
People that are listening on Classic Rock 104.5 and watching on stream, be sure to stay with us during the halftime because not only will we have the bands perform.
Man, it's I feel like I lose part of my life waiting for him to tell me what the penalty is. Alec back to pass, looking, stepping up. Got all kinds of room across the middle. Braxton Estes.
Well, there you go.
16 yards on the touchdown pass to Mr. Estes. Perfectly placed in the bread basket dray.
It was, and I didn't say it, but right because of the whole kerfuffle with the penalty, but I was going to say I haven't seen a connection between Alec and Braxton tonight. They've attempted 3 or 4 times, I think, so good to see them finally connect.
Well, that was a good job by Braxton continuing to run his route and try to get open. Alec had to step up as Landon's PA.
Vaughn's going to try to sneak up the middle again. Gets stopped by a Tuttle defender there at the line. So probably short gain of maybe 1 to 2 yards here. So
is this the first time Blanchard offense has been in plus territory?
Nah, we had earlier when we were
That's
down
right.
here about the 30
That's
or
right.
so.
Yeah.
And then unable to convert there. But this would be I believe, second time that we've finally crossed. So with 3:19 left in the second quarter, you're hoping here maybe milk a little bit of that clock, keep driving like you've been, and maybe go up by a point before halftime is ideal here.
The win by 1 spread, people it's still in play, guys.
Yeah, you think back 2 years ago, the score came down. It's 14-13, Tuttle at Tuttle. Perryman's going to get a pass out in the flats, kind of a quick little bubble one there, actually. So nice little quick gain for them to get their defense back out there and kind of be on edge for stuff to potentially move and go out there from our offense. So
and just to note, it took about 2 or 3 Tuttle guys to get him down in the process.
3rd and 5, 4 wide set for the Lions here. Cooksey's dropping back, looking to the left side of his field now. Now he's going to look back to the right, keep progressing. Really good pocket there for the time being. Thought we'd maybe get a hold there, but I wasn't.
I don't know.
Too hard.
Yeah.
Fans are calling for it, but
I don't think
get an eye on it fast enough.
It didn't look like he extended it. I think he kept it on the inside for as long as he could.
He might have been in phase, and just the arm being out. Looks like he's got a hold of jersey, but might have actually not. So.
And for bang bang plays like that, I think all the players down there and the coaches would tell you that they're not expecting any of that in a game of this magnitude and rivalry game. And I think Coach Craig preaches the same to his guys. Play through that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Don't be deferring to the refs on any of that stuff. Go out and win the game clean. And don't leave it on anyone else's shoulders.
That was undoubtedly the longest amount of time that Cooksey had in the pocket, so Tuttle might have been a little bit softer there on attacking the line and trying to collapse that pocket. 4 wide set again. A little bit more pressure this time. He's going to stay in the pocket, take a hit, and that's Tuttle's defense going to force a turnover on downs. So just kind of another missed opportunity here for the Lions, getting kind of in that plus territory, like you said. And
really, it was really tough right there, especially we were talking about Tuttle being able to force, stuff quickly, maybe not get, Cooksey all of his reads. He had Von McIntyre there in the flats on that far side of your screen, wide open. But again, with that pressure that Tuttle forces, it doesn't matter how wide open he is because he can never get to that read because it's covered by that blind side guy coming off the edge.
He tried to get it to Brayson there, but took a hit and just ultimately didn't pay off. This McAdoo's going to break off of a tackler, but he's going to be wrapped up by a couple. Looks like Ben Hefner kind of getting hold of the legs there right at the end.
And, this is – I know it's 6-0 right now, and it feels like Blanchard offense hasn't really had a lot of momentum to work.
Probably enough for the first down, but he's met by a host of tornadoes on the play.
It's first down region. We just need a little something to spark us here. We seem a little bit down. We need to get a little spark going here.
Bolton, Chavez, and Kelly all on the stop for the Tornadoes. They take it, they look, Roller's throwing up. I believe it was caught.
Yeah, number 18. I think that's Hilton, isn't it?
Hilton, yeah. Hilton on the play. Second and 4 with 3:46 in the second. Tornadoes 8, Rams 14. Rams got receivers split out to the left and single to the right. Roller lifts, takes it off to the left, breaks a shoestring tackle and walks in. No flags on the play. Tornado Rams touchdown. 3:19 left to go in the second. I'm sure they'll go in at halftime and they'll find an answer to that quarterback up the middle thing.
I hope so.
It's almost, they're a passing team. They love to pass the ball. They love to get that quick pass out and everything, but this has almost turned into their bread and butter.
No, he's a handful.
And it's not expected, but, I did not think if you were telling me that the quarterback would run the ball up the middle for the Rams and have success, that would be the story. So, got quite a few people up trying to decide whether the two-point conversion was any good.
Unless it's right there. And I believe it's that Matthew Thompson with an interception there. Running, he's got really good room here. I believe he stepped out. So Blanchard's got 2 timeouts with 18 seconds left and about where are they going to spot that? Tuttle's 29-yard line. So, Tuttle's got a sophomore quarterback, probably his first time playing in a game of this magnitude.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a coaching point for them. And hey, you've got nothing. You don't have to force it. You can just almost take a sack really there versus giving. And we'll take our chances with a punt and pinning them deeper versus here where they've got a chance to go 5 wide like they are here with Cooksey. Take the shotgun snap here in a second. Looking to his right, a little bit of pressure in the pocket. He's going to step up, try to throw it to Corey Pierce, unable to get it. So looks like a second down with 14 seconds left coming up for the Lions.
I mean, yes, the pressure right now for that has been forced from Tuttle has been really, really good thus far. They're throwing a lot of different looks at Blanchard. But we're kind of seeing the adverse effects on each side of, the right way of making decisions under pressure, like Cooksey is doing, versus the wrong way of making decisions under pressure that the Tuttle quarterback is going on. I'll knock on wood.
I'm knocking on wood, as Drake says that.
but I mean, he's done really good for what the defense has given him thus far. It's just he needs some help sometimes.
Tuttle's going to bring 5 men here on the rush and blitz. They're going to get him. Gamble pays off for Tuttle. Lions are going to burn one of their timeouts here with 8 seconds and try to keep getting some looks here.
And we are going to take it with them. There's currently 8 seconds left here in the second quarter. It is Tuttle 6, Blanchard 0. You're watching
Miami Bulldogs 33, Skyhook 0. Newcastle is at Bridge Creek. It's the first quarter. Newcastle Racers have 21. We're hosting them next week. Bethany is at Classen SAS. Bethany's got 17. And like I said earlier, Tuttle leads Blanchard 6-0. Of course, Tuttle might be the best team in our district. Here's the snap. They're going to hand it off to number 7 again. He's got room to run, and he's going to be brought down. I think he's going to have the first down. Less than a minute to go here. They're going to hand off to not number 7, but number 4, and he's going to be swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. 40 seconds now. Savage is under pressure to get one off. .30 seconds. Quarterback's going to want to throw it. He lets it fly. Ooh, and the ball is tipped. No flags. Incomplete pass does stop the clock. 24 seconds to go. It's going to be third down, I believe. Third and 10 now for the Tecumseh Savages. 24 seconds left to go here in the first half of play. Play clock at 5, 4, 3, 2, and they get the snap off in time. He wants to throw it. He lets it fly. It's complete. And he'll have the touchdown, folks. At least I thought he would. He's going to be yards shy of line to gain. 14 seconds to go here. And Tecumseh is going to take a timeout. Holy cow. Coach throws his headset. It rolls to the 20-yard line. 10 seconds left to go. Or, excuse me, Hara takes the timeout. Did you see that? He took off his headset and threw it right into the ground. Reminiscent of Mr. Lane Kiffin of Ole Miss, University of Mississippi. Except he didn't.
He had to earn the rest of it, and he did with 1:43 left to go in the second.
We don't want to get in too big of a hurry because we don't want to give them a chance to get the ball back. Go down and score with time running out would be great.
The 1:29 left for the Tornadoes with a 1st and 10. Twins split out to the right. Kelly takes a snap, a little trouble with it. He just makes a smart decision and falls on the ball, James.
Yeah, nothing he could do there. The little old snap, just make sure we got the ball.
And that's a rarity. We haven't had very many bad snaps this year at all.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood. You can use my head if you want to. So, Tornadoes break the huddle. 2nd, 13 with 56 seconds left. Twins to the right. Kelly looks to throw. Got lots of time. Now he takes off. They closed it. They closed that window really quick. That was a good defensive play by number 53 for the Rams. Mason Berg on the stop. So Mason did a really good job of coverage, playing his position.
Drumride's going to take a timeout here, Tony. We're going to take it with them. We'll be back. Tornado football in just a second.
Tecumseh thinks he got in. The refs never signaled for a touchdown. Personal foul probably somewhere. Someone probably pushed someone. Something was said in the scrum. Oh, it is a touchdown.
Okay.
Personal foul against the Savages. Personal foul against the Panthers. They'll offset. Savages 6, Panthers 14.
Patrick, I was going to ask this before, but do you think they'll go for 2?
If I was their coach, I would not do that, unless your place kicker just isn't very good. But it looks like the place kicker probably is at least good enough that they're confident in him letting him try. So, not really a need to go for 2 when you're only down by 7 and you're about to get the ball back. Make sense?
Yes. You realize that before. I did forget they will be getting it back.
Now here's the snap. Kick is.
Oh!
It's blocked! It's blocked! Oh, they could have ran it back for 2 if this wasn't Oklahoma high school football, but because it is, they're not allowed.
Six yards on the pitch and catch. Cruz Jackson from Cousin Alec. Jackson to Jackson. Sounds like a law firm.
Cousin Alec.
Jackson and Jackson. Touchdowns are our business, and business is good. Landon Miller on for the point after touchdown attempt. Braxton Estes on the hold. Snaps back, holds down, kick is good. 3:45 for 3:46 to play before half. 41-7 Chandler. Watching Chandler football on ChandlerLions.tv.
Left to go here in the first half of play. Time for maybe an excellent return,
Yes.
or run to the sideline as fast as you can and throw a Hail Mary. I don't know. Maybe just take a knee and walk it out in halftime. I don't know.
Do you know how wide a football field is?
52 yards.
52 yards. So
Not 50, because that would make way too much sense. It's 120 yards long by 52 yards wide.
Okay. I think you can run 52 yards in less than 7 seconds.
Oh, absolutely.
Sorry, I mean
Guys at the NFL Combine run 40 yards in like 3.5 seconds. So, and the wind is gonna have something to say about the. Hey, what if you zoomed in right on the ball, right as he kicks it?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
I won't be able to track that far, but
That will pan out as it. Boom! Oh, it's a squib kick. Oh, and there's going to be a flag down. Panthers do recover it. It may not be totally professional.
will they re-kick?
Yeah, they're going to re-kick.
Okay, time for another shot. Close.
It may not be totally professional to talk about the shots we're doing like on air, but this is 2 college kids on top of the press box with a. They're going
Left to go in the second. Kelly goes under center.
Yeah, he's clocking it.
No, I just killed it. So 7 seconds left in the half. Tornadoes with a 1st and 10. Pass was complete to Jonathan Chavez. And Jonathan got out of bounds, I believe, didn't he, Jim?
No, he didn't get out of bounds. That's why we had to
That's why he
clock
clocked
it.
it. We got, I still want to go back to that play with Cole Gregory. They got him going out to wide receiver, but when he was at tight end and they hit him on that spot, he was open for days.
Are you saying you want to go see that play again? Is that what you're saying?
Kelly dropped back, got a little pressure, throws it. Oh! Pass was intended.
Looking for some interference there, but
Yeah.
no call.
Chavez was the intended receiver.
Going to bring up 3rd and 10 with 3 seconds. This will probably be the last play of the half.
Tornadoes having one more shot for it.
This needs to make sure it gets past the 1st down marker. Of course, it's not going to matter because they're going to run out. So we probably need to go to the end zone right here, Tony.
Right, whatever. We're going with the same formation, though. Twins to the right. Gregory and Chavez out to the right. Kelly under pressure, steps up. Good job by him. Floats it in there. It was a 50-50 ball. Good coverage by the Rams, and the pass falls incomplete.
That's going to end the half with Tornadoes down for the first time this year, 20-8 at halftime.
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. Here, there's about 11 minutes left in the at halftime. Blanchard Band currently performing their spooky take on, I don't know, Haunted Circus meets band performance. I don't know. It's pretty gripping. I watch it every time, and they add something new, it seems like, every time to their performance, which is great. But, Carson, with that being said, let's take a look around 4A, shall we? Let's take a look at Skordle. Big shout-out for Skordle being a game of the week, no big deal. But let's take a look at some of the other scores around 4A, see what's maybe happening in the district, or at least Blanchard's district, and beyond.
Yeah, a little halftime update, like you said, sponsored by First United Bank and Mortgage. So kind of looking at some common district opponents that we've either faced or will face. Bethany is up 24-0 at half on Classen SAS. Closer one in between Tecumseh and Hera right now, as Hera leads 14-12 in the second quarter. Newcastle off to a good start in the first quarter, up 21-3 on Bridge Creek Bobcats. A non-district one, but an interesting one for just overall 4A picture. Wagner is up on Cushing, a little bit closer than I would have thought, 15-14 at half.
Well, you know, After what happened in the state championship last year, after Cushing throttled them in the regular season, can I really say I'm surprised?
Yeah, no, it's kind of a revenge game for Cushing in that sense. Looking at some other ones, another kind of one to keep it. Poto's another big 4A opponent. Keep an eye on. They're up 35-0 on Hilldale in the second quarter.
Clinton and Weatherford's interesting because obviously Blanchard, familiar with Weatherford based off of that playoff team last year, a really young Weatherford team too. Really thought, I don't know. I don't know what Clinton is.
I don't know what to make of Weatherford either because they were kind of. I heard some things early on in the year, past game, things like that, kind of good on. And they've won some games and they've lost. Newcastle beat them when they matched up, so
pretty good too. Beat them pretty well too.
I think Newcastle scored 35 or so on them. So and if they're young, like you were saying, I hadn't heard too much, but that could be one of those issues where they're really good one game and then another game, inexperience hurts them.
Peaks and valleys.
John Marshall it says playing Shawnee on here, which is. I don't know if they maybe had.
Wonder if they had
zero
yeah.
Because most of the time, once you get past week 3, you're in district play only. But if that score is accurate and the teams are right, Shawnee's up 13-0 on the second quarter.
Interesting.
And I think Cash and Elk City already played yesterday, so it looks like Elk City won that 35-0.
While you get to the scores, and maybe we'll do a couple 6A1, just maybe see what Bixby's up to and see who they're throttling this week.
A lot of them played last night, I believe. I kind of checked out Jinx and Norman North a little bit, and that district I've been seeing is, I think Bixby's in there, and they've been comfortably winning, but everybody else in that district's been beating up on one another, so it's been really interesting how it'll play out.
So while you get to some of those 6A1 scores, I do want to give a quick shout-out to the Lady Lions softball program. They punched their ticket to state today after beating Tecumseh in Super Regionals. They won 2 out of 3 games. Today's game actually went into extra innings, and the Lions ended up beating Tecumseh 8-6. Tecumseh girls softball always usually pretty good, pretty up there. But first time in a long time, and maybe anyone that's listening on stream or watching on stream or listening on Classic Rock 104.5 can maybe shoot me a text and tell me what the last year Blanchard softball went to state, because I'm pretty sure it was when I was in
an article
middle
I saw
school?
was saying 2011.
11. Okay,
I
thought it was middle school, but regardless, that's a big time bounce back to get into the state tournament, and it's a perfect time because they're actually getting honored right now on the field. But those state games will happen next Thursday. Starts next Thursday. I don't know who Blanchard is playing, but they will be playing at Fire Lake in Shawnee, and the finals will actually be at OU. I don't know if it will be at Marita Hines Field or if the new Loves Field will be completed by that time, but regardless, it is a great venue, a storied venue at that, and it'll be interesting to see, starting Thursday, what this Blanchard Lady Lions softball group will do. But regardless, let's stick in the here and now. It was a great showing from them today, and a really important historic showing as well, because it's been a while since they've been dancing in state.
I think they had to battle back too. I want to say Tecumseh won that first.
I believe so.
First
yes.
game, and then Blanchard won the second one and forced the if possible game, and rallied up and won that one kind of in late innings. I think 8-6 was the final, from what I was reading.
Really good comeback. But with that being said, we've teased it enough. I know all of our watchers and listeners are just dying to hear what's happening in the 6A verse. Well, let's get to it, just because we want to honor the people that are putting their hard-earned cash towards this operation.
Yeah, kind of look at the Skordle updates for 6A1. Bixby is comfortably handling Enid 65-0 in the second quarter. Owasso is only up on Edmond North 20-16 in the second quarter, so that's an interesting one. I believe Owasso had a really big win last week against Mustang. I think that was kind of an upset for some rankings, and they comfortably won it too. Moore, it looks like kind of a battle of Moores going on there with Moore and South Moore. Moore is up 31-0 in the second quarter. Yukon is trailing Edmond Memorial 7-14 at the half. The Edmond Santa Fe Wolves, they are up 28-7 on the Broncos, so Mustang Broncos. So Mustang kind of looking like it could be a second week of kind of a bad loss for them. And then Union is up on the Norman Tigers 27-0. Two other games played last night. Westmore defeated Broken Arrow 42-35, and Jinx, that was the one I was telling you about, kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
Which isn't normally the case for a Jinx squad. Normally they're always up there in the upper echelon, but they won against Norman North 42-14.
That was your halftime scoreboard update brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage. There's currently about 4 minutes left on the clock here at halftime. Obviously, Tuttle leads 6-0. Pretty much what we would expect thus far from as far as an offensive standpoint. It's more of a defensive display here tonight. Just want to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors tonight. Obviously, we'll start with tonight's game sponsor.
Get your programs in the stands, $5. Walking on front row there, $5 for your programs. Presenting the Pride of Hera Marching Band, proudly sponsored by Asa Smith Funeral Services under the direction of John Sook and Kayla Gonzalez. The Pride is performing a rendition of Sweet Dreams, conducted by senior drum majors Devin Howe and Macy Hazel.
Had the past couple of months, I'm kind of over it as a fledgling adult. But with that being said, Friday Night Lights, the temperature feels just right. It feels like football's here, and when it comes to this 6-0 ball game right now for Tuttle and Blanchard, maybe we'll see more of a defensive presence. Maybe we'll see more of an offense try and put their foot to the pedal and just see if they can get something going here.
Yeah, defensively they've really been good for what it's worth. Is Tuttle's going to take McAdoo's going to return the kick. Really good start for them positioning. Had a couple guys go a little bit too far inside on that special team, so he bounced back out, gets that edge, and kind of wish he could get a little bit better start here. But defense has had a great first half. If you just look at the box score, you wouldn't think that right away, just being down 6-0, but that's more of a situational thing. So,
and it's
We've got a flag down too, so it looks like that's going to come back, and defense going to have a more ideal setup.
It's the pink flags. I'm just used to seeing a yellow marker.
These chairs aren't high up enough. The little ridge here is hiding it off from me.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Last time we were doing this game together, which was Piedmont, which was I think probably last month, couple weeks ago, I called a yellow flag a yellow card. And I apologized right on the spot when that happened because my mind was going to my team, the Brighton and Hove Albion Seagulls, and their Premier League success that they've had early. But we are looking out for the pink flags tonight, people, and we apologize if we make a screw-up.
Tuttle going with a 4-wide set here. I'm still anticipating handoff start us off, giving out the first half win. But Lions get to McAdoo. They just got to get him down, which they finally do. Like we talked about, he'll stay up, and you got to get there, hold him in place. If you don't get him down and wait for your backup to get there and wrangle him down.
Big, would we consider that a big rally to the ball there after that first initial point of contact? I mean, it's pretty easy when that Blanchard front man,
right? Wasn't out on the
True,
edge.
But I mean, you can still, there's ton of bodies just trying to help out that defensive front there.
Yes, McAdoo is going to take the handoff yet again.
Great tackle.
I don't know if that was a planned counter, but it looked like kind of red. Saw a little bit more grass there to his left, so he bounced it, and Lions are still there to bring him down.
Ben Hefner has been. I mean, we've been calling his name a little bit. He's been really getting out there. Off of the heels of one of the, I think, was it a double linebacker interception last week? Did we have two separate linebacker interceptions?
Yeah, you had Ben and then you had Gage's interception. So two. I know Ross probably gets credited with the tip on Ben's interception, but
regardless, Ben Hefner really sticking his nose into the run game and making some stuff happen. That is a timeout. We will take it with them. It is early here in the third quarter, 10:38 left on the clock. Tuttle leads 6-0. You are watching the Skordle game.
The pride of Hera Marching Band.
Return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros athletes on the field and off.
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. Tuttle facing a 3rd and 8 right now on their own 29.
Yeah, they went to a timeout trying to draw up something here. Going with a trip set. He's going to roll out. They're going to the air again, and there's nothing yet again. So thanks to Tuttle for running a pass play there. And defense has got a upcoming 4th and 8 that I anticipate being a punt.
It's so weird just talking about this Tuttle team and what we're used to, just the one-dimensionality. They're obviously a heavy run play. The last time we've really seen a team that's been, I say one-dimensional when I just mean what they're going to be doing for most of the time. Piedmont was like that, but there's so much in that Piedmont scheme that just kind of is designed to get that defense off their rocker a little bit. But yeah. Just knowing
Piedmont's run, but they've got 15 different types of runs.
Right. Just knowing though, as a Blanchard defense, that you can almost cheat a little bit. You can stack. You can stack the box if you want to. You don't really have to worry about blowing up the big play because every time that Tuttle has tried to do that, it's been an interception.
And I don't know if our alignment's just where they don't like it, but haven't really even seen them try anything short game.
No.
Even try it. It's always been really almost dominated by rollouts by their quarterback too.
Yeah, just some straight play action.
Try to throw something deep, and our secondary's done a great job tonight. And I'm just wondering if at any point if they'll maybe try to do some short game on us, as Blanchard's going to go to the short game here. It's a whistle blown.
Man, no, I think that was a forward pass, but man, Blanchard receivers have not given Cooksey any of his dues tonight. It's been rough.
Had stuff that we liked, just uncharacteristic from our guys, especially coming off last week.
And I know you were talking about the cold hands and throwing the ball, but
it's
I
not
don't.
that cold
It's not
yet.
that
No.
cold. That's what
Speaking
I'm
from
saying. It's
experience,
just
not.
it's so weird. We haven't really seen this.
It's not a November 14th and first round of playoff type cold. Like, not one of those. Blanchard's going to go back to what has been working in the passing game for them tonight. The Hudson Perryman out in the flats. So Perryman's going to get Lions almost to the sticks, but they're going to be just a little bit short.
I think they got it.
They reeled it fast. So your first down of the second half, sponsored by First United Bank and Mortgage.
It's always good to get a First United first down in there. That usually means the offense is establishing momentum a little bit.
Like we were saying, we eventually want to get a Yarborough one.
That's right.
Soon.
That's right.
So,
well, if they want to win the game.
Lions on their home side hashes. It's going to be hand up there down the middle to Von McIntyre. A good gain, a good push from your O-line.
I would like to give a note. I think Blanchard intends to win the game tonight. I didn't mean to be an Eddie Radosevich to Jalen Hurts.
Baker Mayfield,
right.
2016. You prefer winning?
I'm not trying to establish rat poison, people. I'm just saying it how I see it.
Lions facing a 2nd and 4th. Another handoff to McIntyre. Tuttle's rallies back to that a little bit faster than the first one. Maybe a gain of a 1. So Lions going to be facing still got 4 yards to go. So 3rd and 4th coming up for your Lions, just right past the Tuttle 35-yard line at the 34.
And I haven't really done a great job in, kind of encapsulating that atmosphere. Obviously, last week we were kind of in the trenches and enemy territory a little bit, so I didn't really have to explain what was happening in the stands and stuff like that, just because everyone that was listening on Classic Rock probably heard, because we were literally right there. But both crowds, just a really good turnout tonight, and everyone's being loud.
Vaughn's going to cut back. He's getting some good yardage here. Gets the Lions past the 20-yard line. So,
is that a counter?
First time the Lions have gotten past the red zone. So promising drive so far here for the Lions as they get a new set of downs.
First United first down.
Bank and Mortgage.
They're stacking. Knock on wood.
But it's you got to imagine, rivalry game, both teams are ranked high, and it's not that far of a drive that you're going to have a really good turnout for it.
Yeah.
Lions sticking with the ground game, seeming to like what they're seeing and capitalizing on it so far.
And this is exactly textbook what we saw from that first fourth quarter score last week that we saw from Blanchard. Really started with the Mikhail Howell couple of stringed runs to get a good, those big gash yard plays, and we're seeing it right here with McIntyre, and they're setting up in a field position where they haven't been, mostly all night.
2nd and 5.
Mock in the backfield with Kelly. 3rd down, 7. Takes a snap from. Not yet, he doesn't. A little advice from coach. Takes a snap from Bolton.
There, but still short of a first down. So
I'm
Lions
thinking
got a 3rd and 4th coming up.
Thinking back to the Hera game, and when, or maybe it was the Newcastle game, Blanchard really saved that jet sweep to Carter in their back pocket for the later quarters.
Newcastle.
I wonder if we're going to see something similar here.
So Lions go with a little hard count, almost get the Tuttle D-line to jump off there, but they stay back just enough. Cooksey goes up to his lineman, makes an adjustment, sitting back in shotgun. I'm going to give it up to Vaughn again in the middle. Get a little bit closer. You got 3rd and 4th, and you're in this type of field. Take it, see if you can get it. So 4th and short. Lions got a couple. They're going to sub out here. Looks like they're going to bring in Cole Watkins and Tyler Hughes.
I almost think I want to see them test the edge a little bit.
Okay, Cooks is going out wide, so Lions
Direct
going with
snap.
a little something to throw Tuttle off. I believe they're going to be short of the first down. Tried to catch Tuttle off guard, running out of something new.
Who was that direct snap to? I didn't
Looks
even
like
see.
Tyler Hughes.
I see. You know, we
I don't know if they got it, but Jackson Bolton just demolished his man.
Yeah, they're giving them the first down here.
Yeah.
He got the push. They thought they had a fumble, but the play was already down. So first down for the Tornadoes there.
Should the clock be running?
Yes, the clock should be running.
So okay.
Nothing's went out of bounds or an incomplete pass.
Right. I got you. Well, Chavez catches the ball, thrown from Bryson Kelly. Jonathan Chavez, the receiver, out there on the play. Number 5, Brookover for the Rams. Also out there was number 53, Bird. So, the 2nd and 9 for the Tornadoes.
This camera's even cold. My feet are cold, but this camera's even cold.
Yeah, district play brought on 50-degree temps, didn't it?
Went from 90 to 50 in one day.
Uh-huh.
Well, 2nd and 9 here for the Tornadoes. This is a big play here.
Kelly takes a snap, got plenty of time, looks, throws, got her man. Mock had it. Jackson Mock was an intended receiver with 8:30 left to go in the third. Still 3rd down and 9 for the Tornadoes.
Yeah. I was hoping he could haul that one in, get a chance to make a play. We still got 3rd down and 9 here, Tony, inside their territory, about, what is the 37?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, that was a close one. So Tornadoes break the huddle. We got twins right. Gregory and Chavez out to the right. Mock in the backfield with Kelly. Kelly takes snap, goes to his right, sees some running room, breaks a couple of tackles. What an effort. You seen somebody lost a shoe or is that just dug up turf?
I think that's his towel, Bryson's towel.
Wow. Well, he put his foot in the ground and made a cut-up field for extra yardage. That's going to bring up 4th and 6, right, Gene?
Yeah,
4th
I think
and
it's
6.
just 4th and 6 here, and hopefully we've got a play dialed up that can get that yardage. After the interception, we kind of lost our momentum for some reason. So see if we can get it back here.
We got twins out to the left. Cole Gregory and Chavez. Kelly's got time. Lets it go. Got the guy.
Caught by Cole
Gregory.
He's got the first down, Tony.
That's right. Cole knew he had it too. Borden out there on the coverage for the Rams. That's great. Watch the ball in his hands. That's the first thing he did, right? And then he decided to try to get some extra yardage.
Yeah. That's a good job by Cole, getting the first down, holding it in, getting his foot down, getting the first down.
We break the huddle. Twins to the left again. Chavez and Gregory. Gooch in the backfield with Kelly. Kelly looks. Got all day. Still looking. Rolls to his right. Got some running room. Made a nice cut there. And brought down by a host of Rams. Just short of the first down. It's going to bring up what? 2nd and 3 maybe?
Yeah, I got caught anticipating the pass there. And was
well,
Cole looked good on camera there downfield, but I tell you what, these guys that ran the camera for us, they are gems.
They're doing all they can. Gene running the board, running the camera. 7 minutes left to go in the third. Tornadoes 2nd and 4. Handoff goes to Kevin Gooch, and he tries to nice hard run, but he's brought down with a good tackle. Number 53 for the Rams, Mason Berg.
Trying to run that off tackle there. Not had a lot of success in that area.
No.
I tell you what, these guys have scouted us pretty well.
We again, I don't know if you tuned in late, but I'm just telling you this is probably the game in the state. Regional prep, depending on what newspaper you look at, it's anywhere from first to third, and then the Tornadoes are anywhere from. I've seen Max Prep had them fourth, and anywhere from fourth to seventh. So Tornadoes seventh, third and four.
We're going to kick. They're going to take a timeout here, Tony. We're going to take it with them.
Yeah.
We'll be back with Tornado football on Skordle.
That was a huge play there and a huge extra point coming up here for the Lions.
What could almost be even just as critical, if not more now.
Yeah.
Couple of Tuttle coaches out on the field. Looks like maybe trying to get their players lined up to block this. His kick is up, and Blanchard's going to take the lead now. That puts us 7-6. 2 minutes and 54 seconds left in this third quarter. Lions finally get into the end zone.
Devin McCraig now in the backfield. McLaughlin takes a snap. Hands it off right up the middle. McCraig falls ahead. Down to about the 15-yard line. It's going to be third now, and probably about 7 to go. Here's the snap. Joey, he's rolling out to throw. He lets it fly. It's high. Braden Palmer. Oh, he dropped it.
Again, this is Region Prep. You know, this is the Rams. They're going to tackle. They're going to team tackle. They're going to fill gaps. They're going to be tough to move.
Yeah, and they're definitely keying on number one here. So
receivers out to the left, Chavez and Gregory. Creekmore doing blocking up there. Pass complete to Chavez. Jonathan Chavez on the reception for the Tornadoes.
He got the first down and carried number 26 or 25 with him for the first down. Good job by Jonathan there, showing his power and getting that first down. He needed it.
Yeah, and I think for the Rams, Borden was on the coverage. Did a good job of wrapping him up, making sure. But he got enough for the first down. So that's what we need.
Pretty successful tonight with those short passes.
Right, yeah. So a little different look. Chavez split out to the right. Handoff goes to Kevin Gooch.
Off tackle. I'd like to see Kevin get on the outside and use his speed a little bit.
4:50 left to go in the third. Tornadoes knocking on the door. Second and goal. Yeah, get Kevin on the outside and let him, like you said, use his God-given ability to turn the burners on. Kelly takes a snap, sees what he likes, cuts it up the middle. Woo! There we go. Tornado touchdown. Gene?
Just what the doctor ordered.
That helps a lot. Now we absolutely, in my opinion, need this 2-point conversion. It is serious.
I'll say it again. We need every point we can against this team. So, yeah, every chance we got to put a point on the board, we need to do it.
Great job up front, getting that opening for Bryson, Kelly, Willing, Bolton, Gray. Looks to throw, hits his man, timing route.
He got it.
Ding,
he hauled
ding.
it in. That's Chavez again. He's still open. He's still open, Tony.
He's still open for business. 4:30 left to third. Tornado 16, Rams 20.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back for the kickoff.
Handoff, kind of a little Blanchard to run that type of play and years ago, so
they're not going to get it. It's going to be fourth down. It's going to be a big decision here for Tuttle, just because, you know, we're we're ticking. I mean, it's almost the end of the third. I think they'll go for it. But
I think Coach Ballard's going to have enough trust in his guys to either A, go get that, or B, his defense to hold up. Do look at it, you're down 7-6, but your only score that you gave up was a strip 6. I mean, that doesn't normally happen. So offense still kind of stalled out earlier when they got in the red zone. So I think it's go for territory for Tuttle.
They'll get it.
Tuttle's going to drive it, get a new set of downs, pressing now into Blanchard's side of the field. Looks like the ball's going to be set up at the 44-yard line here. 50 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yes, they did get that 4th and 1 conversion, but at the same time, and it's kind of what we talked about before Brayson went for that strip sack last drive. I mean, if you're Tuttle, your offense isn't built for the big gash plays unless it's a busted coverage during a run play, but they're going to have to work for, the remaining 45. It's not going to come in large bounds.
So Tuttle offense gets some momentum here after the conversion on that first down. Get a little run up the middle again by them. Got to set him up with a 2nd and 3rd. We got 10 seconds left here in the third, so we'll see if they might just take it to the quarter.
It looks like that is what they will do. It is the end of the third quarter, and Blanchard has finally put themselves on the board. They currently lead going into the fourth quarter 7-6. It is Blanchard versus Tuttle, Tri-City rival.
He does an excellent job following his blockers. There's blocking up there. He's got a crease. Oh, we went for a fumble there. Did you see that? Owen Gray got the tackle and was trying to make him fumble at the same time. So Roller on the carry for the Rams. Brings up 2nd, 10. Roller following his blockers, looks to the left. He's met by Jackson Bolton, 6'5", 275.
Chase Flowers in there on the assist.
Yeah.
He's
Flowers
a little bit
looks like
lost.
he's choking out. It looks like he's shaking up pretty bad on the play. Chase Creekmore is going to come in for Chase Flowers on that. Say, hey, buddy, come on over here and let me check you out. How many fingers am I holding on? So Roller takes a snap, looks to his right. Come on, get off that block. Come on. Nope. He looks in trouble. He made a nice cut there, and he's brought down by Cole Gregory on the play for the Tornadoes, along with Jackson Mock and Chase Creekmore, number 48. So made the first man miss, and then he met 3 more. So they got the first and 10. Wide right, right left. Roller looks left. Pass is complete. Met out there by Chavez, Jonathan Chavez, and he brought him down immediately.
They're trying to strip the ball, which is good play. They had him cornered there and tried to strip him for the ball.
Yeah, he knew he had him. He knew he had him tackled, and he was going to go for that extra bonus, right? Hilton was on the reception, so that brings up 2nd, 9 with 2:56 left to go in the third. Roller rolls to his right, and he's a little bit better execution on the defense that time. Jackson Bolton out there saying hello to him. And Chase Willing also was out there.
Yeah, it's 3rd down and 7, Tony. You know, it's 4-down territory for Regent. We just got to get them on this play. It'd be a big help for 4th down.
Yeah, Farrington in at the running back position. Roller takes a snap, looks to his left. Now he pitches to Farlington, number 41. And he breaks on tackle. There's a fumble, and there's a flag. And I think the Tornadoes may have recovered that. They hit Farlington.
No signal yet.
We don't have any signal. There we go. There we go. Looks like Farlington's shaken up on the play as well. You know, Farlington hadn't carried the ball a lot tonight for the Rams. And so, if you notice, the Tornadoes have been trying to tackle and strip that ball.
Yeah, we got an injury on the field. We'll take a quick timeout. Hopefully this young man's okay. We'll check on him when we get back. You're listening to Drum Right Tornado Football on Drum Right.
That, the kicking team that much for point afters, but in a game like this with how close it is, and especially after the missed extra point from Tuttle there in the first, it may play a factor here.
Tuttle getting some good driving yet again from their backfield. Looks like they're going to have an upcoming 3rd and 2.
Did Blanchard only have one offensive drive in the third?
I think we had 2. Because we had you had the one that was in the red zone.
Yes.
That might have been it. I was thinking I was like, well, we scored. And it's like, now we scored defensively.
Right.
Tuttle's going back to a 2-back set here on the 3rd and 2nd. Got to imagine they're going to motion that man across again. A low snap, handed off to, trying to get a number. I believe that was someone else other than McAdoo.
I will say this. This is not your last time that you're going to be with me on a call, Carson. Carson's lucked out. When we went to Piedmont, I believe they were rocking the white jerseys with blue lettering, or maybe blue jerseys with light lettering. My point is you've gotten some good color matchups because the numbers have been pretty okay to read from up where we're at.
Hey, we're further into the season, so I kind of know a little bit more off
True.
names off of just appearance versus numbers, but I don't know. I'm a little worried about my eyesight every now and then. Like, is it getting bad, or has it been like this? I don't know, but it looks like Lions overcome a false start. I'm sorry we had some movement there from line, but
regardless,
might have forced another turnover on downs here.
Huge stop. Are we going to have the measurement team? Are we going to have the chain gang come out? No, we won't. Maybe.
Or is that?
There was a false start.
They didn't blow the play down. Okay. Can we decline that if the play actually ran?
Yeah, I was about to say, goodness, Blanchard just ran a whole play and stopped Tuttle with a 4th and 1 on the line, and now, we are going to see the kicking team.
Now, you got to remember on that
Trickery.
PAT, kind of just like a mishandled snap. Blanchard's going to run an extra defender off here.
Watch out for some trickery.
We had some subs. I think they'll go for it. If they got this out there. And it's blocked off the edge. He's going to he's got to get him wrapped up, though. He can still return it. He's going to bring back in the defense with another tremendous play tonight for the Lions, keeping them in the game. Trying to get, was that Brayson that blocked that? Or
I think so.
Off the bottom left edge.
I will say, in Blanchard, we call that payback after the punt that got blocked at the very beginning from Tuttle.
Hopefully we capitalize on this one as opposed
to
Blanchard
doing a little bit of repaying their own.
They capitalized on ours, but
like we said,
closer.
This Blanchard.
Let's see what we can do here on 2nd down. Just don't want to make a mistake here in our own territory.
Jonathan Chavez split out to the right. 1:32 left in the quarter. Kelly has all day, airs it out to Chavez. He catches it. He had a great, kept his concentration on the ball, not the
for the Lions, but kind of I'm glad we blocked it. I'm just very curious how that would have played out if we didn't block it. Because that is, for high school standards, pretty far back.
What was that? Was that 45-yarder?
About? They were probably about on the 37 or so.
So 40.
You got to add
47-yarder.
You had like 3 or 4 just from the line of scrimmage, and then the 10 for the end zone.
So about 50.
Surely they were closer than 50.
Closer than 50?
But I don't know.
If it was 37 yards out,
curious to see how close it would have got if you're trotting a kicker out there for a 50-yard field goal. Vaughn's going to bounce it outside. Good read by him as he had nothing on his initial path.
This is a pretty intriguing spot that Blanchard is in because this is.
Oh no, they got an ineligible receiver downfield.
Well, in these big games like this, you wonder how many times that can happen, and you still have a shot at it, right?
Well, yeah, that's not a good break for us. So,
let me ask you this: if you got an ineligible receiver downfield, but you got pass interference.
Well, if they didn't call that, I don't think they called that pass interference. I think they was calling I don't know. I don't talk bad about the officials very often, so.
I know. But you were also in law enforcement, and I swear you could take your fingerprint.
What they're saying is that he went out of bounds and was the first one to touch it coming back in. Well, if he goes out on his own, that's a foul. But if he's pushed out and comes back in right away, it's not a foul. So don't know exactly what happened there.
He was pushed out because the guy was hanging on him. 1:23 in the third quarter, 2nd and 17. Kelly keeps it determined to gain some yards, and he did, but we're still looking at 3rd and long.
I kept looking for a flag there. We got, we didn't get 25 yards. We got 1, but there wasn't no flag there that time.
Yeah, well, I said you were in law enforcement for a long time too, and if you had a finger kit, you took it over Jonathan Chavez, that kid's fingers would be all over it. You'd have a complete set of hand fingers and everything.
Now we got to shake that off and see if we can get 11 yards here.
45 seconds left to go in the third. Tornadoes with a 3rd and 11. Twins out to the left. Kelly takes a snap from Bolton. Looks, he's got a lot of time. Across the middle. Pass is complete to Cole Gregory.
That's
big time play.
First down.
Hey, somebody has come up and answered on offense and defense tonight. Cole Gregory.
Yes, he's had a good game tonight. That's a great catch, going down and getting that, securing it, getting the first down. That's a big play. But
defense capitalizing on what they've been giving them. Like he said, they've been doing more with less. So that's great to see that from Rios. Excited from him to get that touchdown. A tremendous play.
And much
happy
like
for him, and a game on this stage for the senior.
In a game where Reagan Palmer's been very much iffy just with his health status, and we've talked about all night taking advantages of the opportunities that are given to you, and that's textbook exactly what Rio did.
And Rios is a guy you can put him out there to play corner. So we got another big PAT here from the line. It's going to be close. It's no good. So Tuttle's got a little bit more of a little bit more comfortable if they go and score, that they don't have to go execute a 2-point conversion here.
I'm going to have to check the roster because that is not Cole Watkins kicking that ball unless he.
It'd be at the spot of the foul where the ball was placed, but in high school it's only a 15-yard penalty. So.
He'll take that over a touchdown.
They will. I'd rather have the touchdown.
Well, I mean, they would. 6 seconds left to go in the third. Tornadoes with a 1st and 10. Kelly takes a snap, sees something he likes. Oh, brought down pretty close. Phillips on the play. Also,
well, that's going to end up into third quarter, Tony.
Camp also on the play for the Rams. And that's the end, like Gene said, that's the end of the third quarter. So
we'll come back and start the fourth quarter, and after this timeout, you're listening to Tornado Football on Skordle.
Delivering measurable results.
4 minutes and 59 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Hara leading 24-6.
After 2 pretty poor showings in back-to-back weeks, the Hara Panthers look to be back into form. And I really feel like Oklahoma high school football Class 4A District 2 is a lot like the Southeastern Conference of college football. There's going to be a flag down, 2 flags down. If I had to guess, probably the one in the backfield would be a hold on the Savages. Anyway, like I was saying, I really think that this district is a lot like the SEC. You have your 3 or 4 teams that are going to dominate every year, and this year that's going to be Tuttle at the top. Up there is Blanchard, and then underneath them you have, LSU or maybe Texas A&M, and the penalty is against Tecumseh there. Under them, you got Newcastle and Bethany. That's going to be your Texas A&M, your LSU. Of course, Tuttle and Georgia, or Tuttle is Georgia. Blanchard's Alabama. And Hara, they're your not quite your Missouri, perhaps. That would probably be Classen. They're not quite Vanderbilt, That would be maybe Bridge Creek. But, they're somewhere in the middle of the pack. And if they can win more games than they lose in this conference, you're doing really good.
Hey, number 52, Tucker Phillips. Gene?
Yep. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Okay.
I can see you too. You're up.
That's not to your advantage. All right, 3rd and 3 for the Tornadoes. Chavez out to the right. Kelly takes a snap, cuts it back up. Grinding, breaks a few tackles. Not enough for the first, and he's extremely frustrated with himself about that. Felt like he should have picked it up, but I think he got all he could get out of it. Gene?
You love that competitiveness in a player, though. We've seen a little fire from the Tornadoes this second half. They kind of slept through the first half, I think, and the second half they're a little bit more pumped up and excited about this football game. You know, like we said before, you know, they've gone through a lot this week, so maybe it's going to take a little time to get this thing rolling again.
Well, they've had so much adversity, not only in football but in life right now. With 10:38 in the 4th, here we go. Tornadoes, this could be a big first down pickup for him. Kelly takes a snap. He's determined. He bowls forward, and that's a Tornado first down, Tornado Nation, right there.
Yeah, it's a big run by Bryson. Good push by the offensive line up front. Did a good job of pushing, getting the first down. I don't know. It's a big drive for the Tornadoes here. See if we can go down here and score, keep it going.
Yeah, we got to have this one. I mean, not a must with 10 minutes left in the 4th, but, you know, you take it when you can get it, and we want it right now.
Well, as long as we keep it out of Roller's hands, we're in good shape. We'll just keep moving down the field.
Look at their defense stacked up there.
They got Gucci quarterback.
They got pitch right there to, oh, man, Bryson Kelly. He took that pitch. He threw a stiff arm, and he said, like, give me the ball, right? Call my number.
He took 50 and just wore him out. I tell you what, when you get a handful of, or you get a Bryson Kelly going downhill, it's pretty tough to get in front of him, like we've said.
And besides all that, it's a Tornado 1st and 10.
Yeah, Coach is pretty excited. He's talking to the officials a little bit, coaching and working the officials, doing what he's supposed to do. Doing a good job as always.
There we go, Gooch under center. New look from the Tornadoes, handoff to Jackson Mock. Oh, number 53, he's everywhere for the Rams. Mason Berg.
I like that play call. I think he needed to cut that up just a little bit, a little quicker.
The 2nd and 11 for the Tornadoes. I tell you, there's a couple of guys on this Rams team that if you don't know where they're at, they're going to hurt you. And
yeah, if you don't block that 53, business is going to pick up.
Berg, Phillips, and Camp they're all over the place. Tornadoes with twins right. Bryson Kelly takes a snap, got all day, looks to throw, lets it go. Kevin Gooch, good hands, people. Touchdown, Tornadoes. Man, he burnt that guy. I don't know how you get that open, do you?
I think he made a nice move on that cornerback, and he got behind him, and the throw was right on the money. Kevin Hall.
Side of the field, not sideline.
And listen, one of the keys to the game for Piedmont was get off to a quick start, because it's a lot harder for a team that does something like Tuttle does to come back in a game rather than kind of maintain a lead. So we'll see what happens. They haven't been able to do much with any point of yardage that they've gotten, so we'll see if they can take it the distance here.
Tuttle's going to wheel out for a pass. Another incomplete, high-thrown pass there.
And so now that Tuttle is now out of their comfort zone and they're not having to maintain a lead with the run, the Blanchard defense has done a great job, and now they're forcing Tuttle to do something that they're not comfortable with in early downs, which is pass the ball.
Unless they just absolutely don't like whatever we're running on defense that they just don't feel like they can get anything from. You haven't really seen any shotgun passes from them either. It's always been roll out to the edge and try to get something along the sideline.
Which
really surprises me. I mean, they're going back to it again. And another interception there. Is that Corrick? No, that's Hudson. Hudson Perryman's going to bring that in for a touchdown. Hey, Yarbrough and Sons, touchdown.
I'm sorry. The great Nate is in the booth with us right now, and he's raving like a madman. And who wouldn't be? All 3 of Blanchard's touchdowns this evening have come from the defense. Truly remarkable.
It's like a good and a bad thing.
Yeah, right. I mean, right. But you have to give credit to the total defense because Blanchard is multifaceted on offense. They got skill position guys that can make stuff happen in the open field, and they just have not been able to get there. But, the Blanchard defense has done way more than enough to make up for that lack of offense that has been shown tonight from Blanchard.
Kick there by Matt Campbell is good. That's going to bring the score to 20-6 with 5 minutes and 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we are in the final stanza here at Oscar Brooks Sports Complex.
Tornadoes are 24. Regent Prep 20.
Yeah, and again, all that started with a turnover, right, Gene?
Yeah, I talked about that. I knew it was going to be so whoever got the turnover battle was going to win this football game.
There we go, big leg. Jackson Bolton puts it back there, trying to get him from getting good field position. And he does a great job of weeding his way through there, and now it looks like that may come back to haunt us. Number 12, Borden. No flags.
That's not the answer we were looking for.
No, you want to try to pin him back deep, of course. And but man, he did a good job of That's going to matter right now. Rams 26, Tornadoes 24.
Oh, they're going to kick it, T-Bone.
Yeah, they're going to go for they like that. They're the only team this year that does the extra point.
Not seeing it kick.
Hopefully we like to block it. Jackson 6'5". Let's see if he can get a big paw on it.
No.
Effort was there.
It was good. Well,
that's good.
We'll leave it here, Tone, but I'm telling you that was not the answer we were looking for. I was hoping that we could keep the momentum there, but they, being the team that they are, these two teams are about even, and so it's going to be back and forth. So
it's you kick it deep. We've seen that this year, doing 8-man games, doing Dermite games, and you play. You got apples to apples out here, and you kick it deep. It takes one breakdown, and that's what's going to happen when you kick it deep a lot of times. But you got to try to every now and then when you think you want to take some time off the clock. So, if you onside kick it and you don't get it, they're going to get it. Half the field gone, right, Gene?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather see them do a pooch kick over here, or really just kick it out of bounds if they want to at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they were real successful last week, or the 3 weeks ago when we were home with the pooch kick. Hitting it down there about the 30, kicking it over the front line, letting it drop in. We had a lot of success with that. But we'd have loved it if he got tackled down there on the 15. We'd have loved it, wouldn't we?
Yeah, but ifs and buts and candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, wouldn't we?
Amen to that. So just like that, if you went to the ice box to get one of your favorite beverages, or you blinked, we got a tight ball game.
Did you say tie?
A loss is pretty much on you, and not because the other team did something better.
And another interception by Hudson Perryman.
I think that's 7 interceptions or 8 on the night. I'm not even lying. Three have been taken back.
I hate to get ahead, but with 4 minutes left.
If
you go 3 and out here with running the clock down, that puts him at 2 minutes.
The number one thing that Craig talked about on Tuesday was limiting the run and forcing them to pass, because he didn't think that they had an adequate pass game. And if any sort of, foretelling or of any sort of string of events was going to tell the story of this game, it has been that play from the defense, that those decisions made by the Tuttle quarterback. And you've seen that inexperience has really just cost them the game. And now, because Tuttle is out of their sorts, I mean, they can't really do what they want on offense. As a Blanchard offense, you can just kill the clock here, make Tuttle waste some timeouts, and really put the game out of edge if it hasn't already been.
Yeah, they had the clock going against them, but still just felt like they were kind of, we were playing the run well, but still felt like they were kind of forcing some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like, first and second down, okay, we're going to go pass it. It's like, I get you trying to throw it off, but yeah, just a learning lesson for Tuttle on their quarterback. They'll go back. This is a game I'm sure they'll want a rematch at some point. And
right.
One that they, we saw in other games. We were kind of talking about it earlier. Blanchard's not like the biggest first half team.
No.
And
this is
it
now
was definitely not the case with our start tonight, getting behind, but. You look at our average, and I went and looked at Max Preps earlier, our average score, our highest scoring quarter has been the third quarter. So
yeah.
After those halftime adjustments, things like that. But even in.
Yeah, absolutely.
8:25, Tornadoes with a 1st and 10. Split left, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, cuts it back up inside a little bit. Blocking over there was Tanner Willing, doing a good job. Cole Gregory. Also trying to get a block, and Owen Gray. So I think they're going to give Bryson a break here.
No, I think he's just taking the play. He just bent over.
Okay. Yeah, because Kevin came out too, and if Bryson isn't taking the snaps, Kevin does. So Jackson Mock came in, replaced Kevin Gooch. Tornadoes with a 2nd and 3. 7:44 left to go in the quarter in the game. Sanchez split out to the right. 5-man offensive line. Handoff goes to Jackson Mock, and he's met quickly by number 50.
Lost a yard there, it looked like.
They're definitely going to go for it here. There's no other option. It's 3rd down and 4 for the Tornadoes.
There's other options, but they're not good.
No. Kevin Gooch checks back in the game.
Kind of crowd's kind of quiet for some reason.
So I apologize. I thought I seen Cody Gregory dressed out a while ago, but I guess I didn't. So Bryson Kelly takes a snap, tries to get the 1st down. He may have picked up a 2-yard gain. Yeah, he's going to be 4th and 2nd for the Tornadoes. But Cody is not dressed out. So 6:34 left to go in the game. Tornadoes with a 4th and short.
I hate to be Captain Obvious, but this is the biggest play of the game right here, Tony.
Somebody had to say it. I don't know if you just don't get behind big Jackson Bolton and try to get that.
Yeah, they may do a freeze play here. Now
Try to draw them off sides.
Now they're going to call timeout. So we'll take a timeout with them. With 6:01 left in the 4th quarter, your Tornadoes are down 3, 27-24, but we've got a 4th and half a yard when we come back.
I mean, it always feels like Red River is always hot
or
just unbearable. And
as a Lion alumni and OU alumni, it's kind of one of those, okay, this is either going to be a really good week, a 50-50 week, or a really bad week. So,
right.
So we're already halfway there. Hopefully it turns into that really good week as Perryman's going to catch a pass out on the flats, gets past a Tuttle defender, is finally brought down at Tuttle's own 49-yard line, or 44-yard line, excuse me.
And honestly, I really like that, all the starters are out here still because the offense has not had the sharpest night tonight. And I think this is a time where, Tuttle's probably just going to be conceding a little bit. And this is kind of maybe a the final 3 minutes is maybe a get right. Period.
Well, I mean, granted, you're only 2 scores up, so all it takes is for them to have a strip six or some type of interception. To get it back in and an onside kick of their own to even it up. So
do you know how,
so you leave your guys out there, go execute it, get
you know
the game
what?
over with.
You know what? You're right, because I've seen 3 defensive touchdowns in this game, and I really can't rule anything out at this point. But I will say this. Outside of the interception that Cooksey threw in the very beginning of the game, they've done a pretty good job of at least ball control. Not giving them much when they haven't been able to get anything, but at least they're not giving the ball away.
His two interceptions, they look bad in a box score, but situationally, they neither of them were bad. One was a fourth down going into halftime, and so it was just kind of trying to get something, a desperation to even. The other one was a fourth down in that no man's land. So if you punt it, the kid intercepts it, it's almost the same result, albeit maybe 4 or 5 extra yards from what you've been punting in this wind, but. Yeah, as someone who firsthand witnessed the OU Baylor comeback in 2019 from 28-3, I've never felt safe with any lead of my own teams. As try to see who's
Tyler
breaking
Hughes.
free. Tyler Hughes breaking free here. Good run there by him. It's one of those good thing for him to stay in bounds, not run out of bounds there too, to have that knowledge, cut back inside, keep clock running. And to hold on to the ball and not let them get their own strip six.
I remember the first time Tyler Hughes came in the run game, I believe it was Hera, and I totally forgot that he was on the depth chart for the running backs because we just don't really see it a lot. And I was like, hey, he's actually doing pretty good out there. But Tyler Hughes obviously is a very physical runner. He plays linebacker, so he's going to be contacting dudes all the time in the course of a football game.
Kind of a little bit thinned out in our depth. I want to say they even ran him some at kind of that slot receiver position in a couple of formations, and now you've got Raking back. You can go back to keeping him at running back and not feeling like you got to put him out there.
I've been trying to see where Reagan's been. I don't think he's been out there unless my eyes have just been deceiving me.
Well,
it looks like, I don't know, he's been a little spotty. I don't know if he's 100. I don't know if he could confidently say he's at 100%, but just knowing that he's out there getting some sort of repetition or just reps in general is a plus, because you're going to need him fully healthy when it comes to the back like quarter of your schedule.
Yeah, and I think you and Coach Craig had talked about that in the coaches show. Kind of not like a snap restriction per se, but kind of now you got a comfortable lead. You had him out there getting some game reps, trying to get that game conditioning back, but now you got a comfortable lead. No reason to put him out there and risk any of that, especially with your upcoming schedules. Get him back 100%, go make a deep run with him.
I was about to say, you want to respect all your opponents, but at the end of the day, like, you just have to come face-to-face with the reality. Reagan's going to get some much-needed rest here in the next couple of weeks based off of the opponents that Blanchard is facing. But with that being said, the clock.
All right, let's get this 2-point conversion here. Again, that was a good play call by the Tornadoes offense.
Really, really was, man. It looked good. So Kevin Gooch in the backfield with Bryson Kelly. Jonathan Chavez split out to the right. Looks. Bryson looks. He lets it go. Oh, what a great one-handed grab by Jonathan Chavez. And he walks off like he does it every day.
I can tell you this. Jonathan Chavez has had himself a night.
Yes,
he has done a little of everything, and he has earned his stripes tonight. I'm telling you, he has really done well.
That ball was placed where only Jonathan Chavez could get it, and he did get it. And that
young man, have yourself a night.
Yeah, interceptions, check. Big time catches, check. And tackles. So with 4:30.